Hello, welcome to my channel WWE Pulse.
A lot of people think that all wrestling is fake. But there's one thing in particular that I think most wrestling fans overlook, and it's the camera crew for WWE. Now, I'm not saying that every single thing is 100% real, but these guys deserve more credit than they get. They re-arguably one of the most important parts of the product because they have the ability to make or break any match with how they shoot it, and they do this by using different camera angles, quick cuts, reaction shots, and even shaky cams to build up suspense, exaggerate the action, and even tell a story without us having to hear a single word from the commentators. Some of the things that they do are very subtle, while others can completely change the way you perceive what you're watching. For example, if a wrestler is about to hit their finishing move, instead of staying wide on the wrestler lining up the move, the camera will suddenly cut to a tight angle on the face of the person who is about to be hit. This sudden shift in perspective makes it seem like the near fall is much more dramatic than it actually is. And it also makes you care about the outcome by showing you exactly who could potentially lose the match right here, right now. It is almost like being able to see into the mind of the character, because you can read their emotions just based on the way the camera is capturing them. Are they scared? Are they angry? Are they determined? The camera crew does an excellent job at capturing those emotions during every single match. And that's why when you watch some of these matches back years later, you can still feel the same emotions that you did. Another common technique that WWE uses is switching to a completely different camera angle after a wrestler gets a near fall. Typically, when a wrestler gets a near fall, you will see a replay of the move immediately followed by a switch to a wide angle of the arena. Now, this technique has two purposes. First, it helps to slow down the pace of the match, because it gives the audience a chance to catch their breath after a big spot. Second, it allows the camera crew to show off the production value of WWE events. By switching to wide angles, the camera crew is able to show off the elaborate sets and the large crowds that attend WWE events, which serves as a reminder that these wrestlers are performing in front of a live audience. In fact, sometimes they even use drone shots to give viewers an idea of just how big the venue really is. And believe me when I say that it definitely adds a level of spectacle to the entire production. Now, another thing that the WWE camera crew does a great job of is getting the crowd into the action by getting close-ups of their reactions. By focusing on the crowd's reactions, the camera crew is able to make the audience feel like they reenact a participant in the event rather than just a passive observer. For example, if a wrestler is making a comeback, the camera crew might focus on the crowd's cheers to emphasize the wrestler's momentum. Or if a heel is using underhanded tactics, the camera crew might focus on the crowd's boos to emphasize the heel's actions. It is almost like having your friends over to watch the game together, because you can feel their energy and excitement through the screen. And speaking of feeling their energy, another thing that the WWE camera crew does that deserves some credit is the use of shaky cams. Yeah, I know shaky cam footage is often used to make fun of WWE, but trust me when I say that it is used sparingly and only in certain situations to add to the overall drama of the match. For example, during high-intensity spots or near falls, the camera crew might use shaky cam footage to heighten the drama of the moment and immerse the audience in the action. This technique is especially effective when it is used in conjunction with other camera angles and shots, because it creates a sense of chaos and excitement that is hard to ignore. But again, they don't use it too much. Usually just a few seconds of shaky cam is enough to get the point across. Another thing that the WWE camera crew does well is they use different camera angles to emphasize the size and strength of larger-than-life characters. This is especially true for wrestlers like The Big Show, Braun Strowman, and more recently, Omos, when shooting these big guys. The camera crew will often use low angles to make them look even more dominant and intimidating. Additionally, the camera crew will often use close-ups of their muscles and other body parts to further emphasize their physicality. It is like watching a nature documentary, because you're really getting a chance to see animals and their strength up close and personal. Except this time it's human beings. Another thing that the WWE camera crew does is uses reaction shots to help the audience understand what's going on. Sometimes during a match, a wrestler might do something that's unexpected, or a referee might make a controversial call. Instead of relying on the commentators to explain what happened, the camera crew will often capture the reactions of other wrestlers in the audience to convey the significance of what just happened. For example, if a wrestler is arguing with a referee, the camera crew might focus on the reactions of other wrestlers to convey their disbelief or support. This technique helps to create a sense of immediacy and realism, making the audience feel like they're right there in the middle of the action. Perhaps the most important thing that the WWE camera crew does is captures the facial expressions of the wrestlers. Wrestlers are constantly telling a story with their facial expressions, whether they're selling moves, reacting to outside forces, or cutting promos. The camera crew has to be able to capture these expressions clearly and effectively so that the audience can understand the story being told. If the camera crew doesn't capture the right expressions, it can be difficult for the audience to connect with the wrestlers and their stories. In fact, there have been instances where a wrestler's promo was ruined by bad camera angles, which result in them having to reshoot the whole thing. So, yeah, the camera crew has a huge impact on the final product, and they deserve more credit than they get. But do you agree with what I said? Do you think that the WWE camera crew deserves more credit than they get? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because the way that they shoot matches can completely change the way you view them. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like before you go. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. Take care.
Okay guys, thank you for watching my videos.